Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Happy that you made it through the snowflakes. Some of you had more, some had very little. Oh, I got to turn off my speaker. All of a sudden, I'm hearing my own voice on my phone here. By the way, we're going to talk about not only a weather update, but a Weigels update. Did you know they're fast and, fuel and food that's fast, fresh, and friendly? Oh, yes, the eggnog is back, the delicious eggnog, which is a holiday staple. Some of you may have partake or maybe use some of the eggnog with some of your gatherings this past Thanksgiving, but there's also Christmas ahead and Hanukkah and all the rest. So make sure you pick up a bottle of the eggnog. It is delicious. It's a holiday favorite. It is festive to have on hand. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. So very thankful for Weigels. They are a great Captain Accurate Weather sponsor. By the way, I want to also mention not only is it Tennessee's favorite eggnog, but it is flying off the shelves. Their new product. They have a brand new one called the Winter Wonderland. It is yummy, it is creamy and minty, just in time for the holidays, so make sure you pick up a bottle of that. But as far as our weather is concerned, oh yes, we can still talk about the eggnog. That is still delicious. We'll revisit that, but maybe you're hanging by the fireplace this morning. It is cold. Temperatures are in the teens and 20s. Yes, you heard that correct. The teens and 20s right now. But I want to talk about the snow because that's on the minds of many. You can see it's kind of focused on the east half of the state and over toward Kentucky. Really all those blue areas represent snowflakes. Nothing going on in Nashville, nothing going on in Memphis, but we zoom in a little bit tighter and you can see those purple areas are still in effect until the top of the hour. That's the winter weather advisory for the Smokies that has been in effect since yesterday evening. Those snowflakes are beginning to wind down, but there will be some piling up of snowflakes, usually anywhere from 1 to 4 inches easily in those higher elevations above 2,500 feet. So that's the radar in a nutshell. But as far as that advisory, it goes till 7, 1 to 4 inches. The key was above 2,500 feet. So if you live in an area that you're not above 2,500 feet, and think about that, Knoxville's around 900 feet. Above sea level, we just weren't going to get as much. We did get a trace. I mean, the airport did report something, but it wasn't all that noteworthy, at least. Anyway, by the way, you can see here 30 degrees our current temperature. I'm kind of curious, how cold are you this morning? If you're on the call, would love to say good morning to you. There's certainly a chill in Morristown. They're at 28. 27 in Greenville. Those are your current temperatures, and you throw in the wind chill, it makes it feel it's even colder. I'm live streaming on both YouTube as well as Facebook. Would love to say hi to you, but if you want to leave a message, I would love to put your face on the screen. I got Fred here. He says, good morning. It's 30 degrees in Maryville. He's in Blount County, and he's still recovering. We pray for him because he's been under the weather, as it were, but so he's missing Weigels coffee today. But he mentioned it, and I appreciate that as well. Karen Robin says, good morning, David. It's 21. It's 21 degrees. You know what's funny? I have my own speaker on here just so I can keep track of who's on the call. Karen Robin says, good morning. It's 21. It's Fairfield Glade, and so far the snow is sticking. She's out there in Cumberland County, and I do see Wanda Poe. She's a big Team Snow fan. She says, I got some snow. Yeah, she said it looks pretty. So at least a little bit of an early start, a fast start, you might say. But I want to give a shout out to my friend Steve Stone. He's on YouTube. He's got the smiley face and the sunshine. So glad for all of you to be here. I want to know if you are feeling the chill. While it may be 30 in Knoxville, 25 in Wartburg, and 22 in Crossville, take a look at the winds moving, and they will drop the feels like it. 7-mile-an-hour winds in Knoxville, 8 in Maryville, and the winds are gusting in the mountains about 10 or 15, if not 20, but it feels like it's 23. So if we do this in reverse, 30 degrees feels like 23 because we have a 7-mile-an-hour wind. So when you step outside, the real test is when you have to pump gas. If you're at Weigels filling up your tank, you're going to feel every bit of the low 20s this morning. It's just part of the way it goes. It is feeling like 13 right now in Crossville. So as big of the story as the snow may be, as it departs and moves away, we will find early clouds to sunshine today. That's my expectation. So early clouds to sunshine. It will be a brighter day, but it's going to be cold all day. We'll be lucky to hit 38 this afternoon. And these are the current temperatures around the state. In fact, 30, 31 in Chattanooga. Most of us are in the 20s across the state of Tennessee right now. 27 Johnson City, 26 Nashville, is 27 in Jackson, Tennessee to the far west. And you throw in the wind chill, I mean, they're feeling like the mid-20s in Augusta, Georgia. Think about that for a moment. I'm sure those in the farther south of Georgia that are too thrilled to feel like it's in the mid-20s, even low 20s right now. in Atlanta with the wind chill that's taking effect right now. But let's go back and review for a moment. Just graphically, visually, you can see this is the clouds and radar put together. The clouds have been hanging tough, and so it's still been snowing in places like eastern Kentucky, parts of southeast Kentucky, where they were expecting several inches up in the higher terrain of Harlan County. To the tune of up to 2 inches or more. Some spots might have picked up more. I'm thinking Mount LeConte, I'm thinking Newfound Gap, or perhaps even Chimney Tops may have picked up more than an inch of snow last night. But today it's going to be about 38 today. Keep in mind the normal high is 54. So this is going to be one of the colder afternoons that we see, at least in the short term. I won't write that off for the entire month of December, but at least right now, when I look at the 7-day, I see warmer afternoons. But we will have some spells where the temperatures begin to tumble again as early as this Thursday. So it's going to go down, it's going to go up. It's going to feel like you need a scorecard going forward in time. I got some of the notes here. I want to say good morning to you. Sorry about my speaker, my phone. I was just watching who's on the call. But by the way, you want to note, we hit 41 yesterday. And if we only hit 38 today, well, then clearly this is the colder of the 2 days. That's what I expect anyway. 26 was how we started yesterday, officially at the airport. Normal high and low is 54, 35. And the record high is 79 from 1982, but we've been as low as 10 in 1929. So we're not going to be that cold, but it gives you some context. We've been cold before. We'll be cold again. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, or at least in this case, the way the snowflake falls. And some of us have had few of those snowflakes still coming down in some spots. So if it comes down early, stray flake, expect the bus stop forecast to put an end to the flakes, put an end to the clouds, as we'll get much brighter as the day wears on. Should still be in the upper 20s to near 30 between now and 10, meaning the temperature's not going to move much. It might actually drop a few degrees. The sun doesn't even come up until 7:30, which is still a ways from now. It's 6:47, sun up at 7:30, but it will get brighter like this animation depicts. The teeth will chatter. Sun sets at 5:22 now. So we go up at 7:30, down at 5:22, and the sun will break out. But I want to show you this. This is a good comparison. Count, if you can, at least in your mind's eye, all of the orange squares. Those were the above average days in the month of November. Now you'll notice it kind of ended in some blue squares, so it got colder, the blue meaning below average. We had a high of 57 on Thanksgiving Day. We had a high of 42 on Black Friday just a few days ago. Saturday, 43. But then you look at December, and we're off to a fast start. Oh my goodness. I mean, like 49, 41. He has two blue squares. So if we only hit 38 today, that's going to be a third. So we're off to a rip-roaring start, don't you think, for the start of meteorological winter? It's here. I hope you're ready. Hope you got enough firewood, because it's going to be taxing again tonight. You look at these temperatures around the state, and it's 16 right now, 30 here, but 16 in Indianapolis. It's 14 degrees in Minneapolis. And our friends up in Bismarck, North Dakota. Now, personally, I don't have any friends up in Bismarck, but if I did, I'm sure 10 degrees is probably nothing for them. But maybe they're not too keen on 10 degrees in the first few days of December. Maybe they think of that more of a January type thing. But it is cold, and that cold Arctic air is being felt all across much of the states, even down in Florida. They're kind of chilly there. Notice the wind chill. That's single digits wind chills around Bismarck. Minneapolis not reporting, although maybe they don't have much of a wind. But you can see here there are some areas that are negative. -10, -6. There's certainly some negative numbers here. So the chill, the wind chill itself, is pretty brutal. It feels like it's the dead of winter, and it's only the 2nd or 3rd now, the 3rd of December. That's the way it's looking. Let's go back to the radar. I want to check in with your comments. I want to check in with what you're observing this morning, because you might have a snow observation. We had a trace. That means they detected some flakes in the area around the airport. Nothing measurable, but they did detect a trace at the airport, so that is our first flake of the year, of the season. Karen Robbins says snow day in Cumberland and Putnam counties. Yeah, I understand from Cray Slavin that Putnam County, because of Monterey, they're closed. Imagine that. Most of it in the grassy surfaces, I imagine. Most, but good morning from Tellico Plains, says Tyler Wiseman. He says, have a good day. And Linda Rice, also on the call. She says, good morning from a snowy Cumberland Gap. Have a blessed day and stay safe. How much snow did you get, Linda? Kind of curious. Up there in Cumberland Gap, I would imagine you would have had something measurable. But even if you eyeball it, love to know. Good morning from Diane Ladyhawk. She's on here as well. And I got Carrie Aguilar, one of my premium members as well. She's also noting good morning. It's 28 degrees. Ouch. 28 degrees in Hamlin County, I believe, and have a great day. Glad to have her here as well. So if you've got some observations, I'll keep checking back. Those are the snow, at least the snow map, shows most of it now up across parts of eastern Kentucky, and it's holding on, at least for now, in some spots, but not much more in the way of accumulating. It's pretty much going to play its course, run its course through the next couple of hours. Bigger picture shows some snow up toward the northern plain states, the Great Lakes, and it's cold all the way down into Florida. How do I know? How do I know? Well, simply look for a moment. Look at these purple areas. They're under freeze warnings, right? That means your orange juice is probably cold. Cold orange juice? I didn't think about that. You have frozen orange juice. They're probably not too keen on that when you think about it in the big scheme of things. By the way, if you want to pick up a bottle of the eggnog, it is back. The premium eggnog, it is yummy, it is famous, and it's creamy, and it's delicious. Weigel's Eggnog is back in stores for a limited time only. Check it out. It's festive. It presents all the cool, cozy vibes of the holiday season. So pick up a bottle. Pick up 2 bottles, a pint, a quart. It's just better when it's fresh. Farm to store in 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. And it's back, the Tennessee favorite, the Tennessee holiday staple is the eggnog. I love it. It's delicious. And if you're lucky, which I was able to pick up a bottle of the Winter Wonderland. This is flying off the shelves as well. It's creamy and minty, and it's delicious. I think this is another hit. I think Weigel's knows that they have another big hit on their hands, but if you can pick up a bottle of the eggnog and the Winter Wonderland, you'll be a big hit at the home, I'm sure, this holiday season, no doubt. Well, let's go back and talk about the weather. We have this freeze warning in Florida, so I'm sure there'll be belly aching about that. Knoxville rainfall, we picked up only 2.14 inches of rain in November. And a trace of snow and a trace of rain really doesn't give us a measurable number, so it's still 0. But we average 5 inches of liquid. That would be rain, melted snow. Like how I did that. That's what they do. 5 inches of rain and melted snow is average or normal for December. And so far we've had only a trace. It is 6:52, excuse me. 6:52, I'll be done at the top of the hour. Cold today. No big surprise there. It'll be cold this afternoon. No big surprise there. And it's going to be cold tonight. We're back in the low 20s and upper teens tonight. Woo, but it's turning milder on Wednesday. I've got to tell you about Wednesday. Ready for this? Wednesday is going to turn milder, all right? But how do you get to the milder air? Well, lots of wind. You mean tomorrow's going to be windy? It's going to be gusty. It's going to be gusting 30 to 35 in the afternoon, I think, by midday through 3 or 4 o'clock. You got gusts 30 to 35. It's going to push temperatures near 50. Near 50. So imagine all the snow that might be in Cumberland Gap, or all the snow that's in Cumberland County may not hit 50 in those communities, but at least the 40s. I think you're going to see a lot of this snow disappear, even if it doesn't disappear into the bright sun today. Temperatures do drop in a big way. On Thursday, we're in the upper 40s, but we may find some early drops converting to flakes on their way out, but then we'll finish Thursday with lots of sunshine. So we've got a front coming through. So temperatures are going to drop in a big way. Right now we have 30 degrees. We have a north wind at 7. And I think we've already highlighted it shaved 7 degrees off the feels like. The feels like wind chill, same thing. But you said wind chill. I thought it was feels like. It's the same thing. Tomato, tomato. Wind chill, feels like, same thing, feels like 23. And with a dew point of 17, you've got a lot of latitude to go downward tonight. I think you're going to find some very cold air tonight. We'll be lucky to hit 38 today. Lucky to hit 38. I did leave some stray flakes early. As long as you've got clouds overhead, a few stray flurries are still going to be possible this morning. But fear not, sunshine will dominate, and tonight it'll be starry, it's going to be frosty, and it's just going to be downright cold across East Tennessee. No getting around that. I got a note from Denise. Denise says, good morning, David. That wind sure feels cold. No wind or no snow in Wallen. Excuse me, no snow in Wallen. Thank you for that update. Always appreciate that. Danny says, good morning. Hope you have a wonderful day. Go Vols. We're all excited about our Vols on the football and also in the basketball court this year. Kathy Muller is saying, good morning. A little snow. She got some. Maybe not anything to write home about, but she got some. That's always a blessing for those who are Team Snow. They like to see it. But this was a far cry. I mean, this is the classic horseshoe. This is what some people say, blasted horseshoe. It is what it is, right? If you figure out all the accumulated and look at the accumulation after this event, most of it was in the Smokies, most. But you did get a few flakes in the mountains and right through the valley. But again, it wasn't a whole big deal. and it passed, and then you move on, right? You're not having to pull out a shovel. I suspect most of us can put the shovel and keep it in the garage because it's not going to be needed for most of us here anywhere near the valley. Average high is 54. We'll be lucky to hit 37 or 38 today. Again, 37, 38 max for a high temperature today. 20% chance we get some spots of rain, changing to flakes on Thursday as temperatures tumble. And then on Monday, oh yeah, there's no doubt this P-type, meaning precipitation type, we call it P-type in the meteorology world, it's a liquid. It's rain. We'll be in the mid-50s. Are you kidding me? Mid-50s on Monday? Yeah. And a lot of rain too. Some of the models are still suggesting quite a bit of rain for our day on Monday, so we'll keep an eye on that. Some of us want to suggest closer to an inch. An inch of rain on Monday would not surprise me. Maybe it's beneficial. That would put us at least 20% for the month's supply because we average 5. And an inch next Monday would not surprise me. Storm Prediction Center looking at some colors, maybe of the first variety. No severe weather, but still thunderstorms are possible in South Texas. Outside of that, looks quiet across the country because everybody's wearing lots of layers. Not worried about thunder, just worried about staying warm in this type of environment. You look at Wednesday, that chance for general thunderstorms expands into Houston, toward Dallas, and into Louisiana and parts of Mississippi, but not here as we head into Wednesday. We've got, again, more sunshine tomorrow, and we'll be seeing the winds pick up out of the southwest, about 10 to 20, gusting 30 to 35 for Wednesday. Thursday, the chance of thunder continues in South Texas around Houston, back toward El Paso, but for us, it is quiet on Thursday. In terms of convection, there's none to be found here. Futurecast shows high pressure dropping down from Missouri. We're going to keep it nice and bright for the conclusion of today and through tonight. Lots of stars, so we're going to lose our heat. Whatever heat we get today, it's going to go out in outer space pretty quickly. So we'll be dropping into the upper teens, low 20s tonight. Then we've got this front coming in. That's going to push the winds. It's going to push the winds, gust 30 to 35 tomorrow afternoon. Then it starts to drop. Notice by 7:15, our temperatures are already dropping. So it's going to be a quick midnight to 5 a.m. drop in terms of temperature. I think Thursday, most of the day, Thursday will be bright once those early clouds depart, kind of like it will be today. We'll see some early clouds and then more sunshine. But then Friday, the sunshine returns, and we're cold again in the upper 30s. So here's your forecast for today. Cold, early clouds of sun, north-northeast winds about 3 to 8. It is not, I repeat, not windy today by the standards that you might expect. I mean, sure, it's a cold breeze because it's so cold, but you kick in those winds tomorrow and the temperature's rising. It's a warm wind direction tomorrow from the southwest. It will be changeable, no doubt. Today, 36 for a high in La Follette, Campbell County. High of 36 in Morristown, Hamlin County. And if you're in Sevier County, Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, about 35, 34 for Crossville, Lake Tansy, and Fairfield Glade. Today, look for a high of 36 in Nashville, 40 in Chattanooga. Got a comment? Love to say hi to our friend Darcy. She says, good morning. This is the hard time of year. My body won't know whether to shiver or sweat by Monday. Have a great Tuesday. Thank you very much, Darcy. It is true. It is true. It's kind of like the wardrobe. Everything's on standby, right? The wardrobe, long sleeves, maybe not the short sleeves, but certainly the heavy jacket. Do I wear it? Do I keep it on the shelf? Those are questions you'll have to tackle in the coming days. Love the snow, says Marilyn. Love the snow on the grass only. That's my kind of snow this year. Travel safe. Glad to know that it's mainly in the grass. And Alice is on here. In fact, I believe, let me check her comment. She said a 2-hour delay here in Scott County. Thank you for that update. I think everybody likes to be extra careful when it is cold outside, and that's what we're seeing at this point anyway. Alice said, good morning. She got a dusting here in Glen Mary. Stay warm and enjoy the day. Thank you, thank you, Alice. Always love, see, isn't it nice be able to get the updates, and I love to see her smiling face there. So, Alice, thank you for being here with us. So look for a high today of 38. It's now 6:59. It is time now for your forecast. Tonight we're down to 21. Did I say 30? 21. 30 is where we are now. 21 is our low temperature tonight. Starry skies with frosty, cold conditions. Winds will drop off. But I shouldn't say 21 is where we find everybody. Most outside of Knox County could be in the upper teens, like 18 Oneida, Glen Mary, about 20 for La Follette, 19 for Morristown. Look for a low in Crossville and Middlesboro, about 18 degrees, and 19 for Sevierville. It is bone chilling tonight. Some of the coldest air, we haven't seen that cold since January. Oh yes, it's been that long. 7-day forecast. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast. 49 on Wednesday. Oh yes, and then 49 cascading downward. That 49 comes very early on Thursday morning, before the sun is up. That's a pre-dawn high. 39 on Friday. You're going to feel like Friday. Didn't we just go through this on Tuesday? Yeah. We're in the upper 30s again on Friday. But then the warm-up, I say slow, warm-up. We're freezing on Sunday morning, but we're back in the mid-50s with rain. Good chance of getting some good rain on Monday. I'll keep you posted for sure. By the way, what is delicious, what is yummy is the eggnog. It is back. Weigel's Eggnog is back in stores for a limited time. Check them out. It's rich and creamy and festive for this time of year. You can't go wrong if you pick up a pint or 2 pints. Grab a pint, all the cozy vibes that are associated with Weigel's Eggnog. The premium eggnog, which is now famous. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Nobody would argue with that here. And also, if you're lucky, make sure you pick up that Tennessee favorite eggnog. Pick up maybe the half gallon. Again, the more that you consume, know that it won't stick around forever. It typically falls away pretty quickly after the holidays. So also the Winter Wonderland. This is a harder thing to find, perhaps, in some stores, but I know they're stocked, that they are flying off the shelf. Check out the creamy, minty Winter Wonderland. It is delicious. It's also a new family favorite in the Aldrich household. So very thankful for all of you. Make sure you pick up a bottle of the, not only some hot coffee, but maybe even some chocolate milk or regular milk at a Weigel's near you. Well, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.